Hey everyone, we're live. A lot easier than last week.
Yeah.
Here's the first reaction stream for Star Trek Discovery season 5, episode 9, Lagrange Point. I'm hoping that's how you pronounce that. Who knows? I guess everyone want to go around and introduce themselves.
Hey, I'm Marcelo. I'm a writer, YouTuber, and a podcaster.
Hi, I'm Stanley, and I am considering what to say about myself for the future.
I'm Aaron, and I am also a podcaster and graphic designer and illustrator. All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, does everyone want to go around and say what they thought about this episode?
Sure.
This episode was fun, but the one thing that saved this episode for me, I've been asking for this guy for weeks, and he finally showed back up again. Action Saru, he's back. I love it.
Yeah.
I love seeing Doug Jones again. Oh my god, I love this so bad.
Say,
Your
Marcelo,
mic
you're
is
like
kind of
peaking a little bit.
yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna put myself back down. Sorry. Sorry.
You're
I'm
so
shouting.
excited for Saru.
Yeah,
I exploded.
I
Sorry.
mean, I did. Like, I literally went. Like, my thoughts simultaneously were like both Saru and Doug Jones. Like, I was like, "Yay, he's back." Aaron, what did you think?
It was fun. I think don't look at the story and some of the things that happen too closely because it kind of all falls apart logically. And it definitely is a part 1 of 2. Like the whole lead up to it. But there are nice moments, and I like stuff with Tilly and Raynor and stuff like that. But yeah, there is. I feel like it's just ramping up, and I don't know if that's good or bad. Like if they wasted this by doing that or not. So I feel like you can't really review this until next week when you have it in context with the other piece. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
I get that. Stan?
I enjoyed it. It did feel like a lot of setup, but that's the way that season-long shows work. But there was also still some really lovely character moments. I agree about Tilly; she's always delightful, and it was nice seeing hints of season 1 Tilly, but with confidence. It like the sciencey nerdiness was popping out, which I always love to see with her. Her with Raynor is especially delightful in this episode, with him having his own moment of like, I'll sit in the chair when I feel like it, but also recognizing no, she's right in clocking it. Like I am being weird about the chair. And as I said every week, the show is beautiful. I loved the ship scenes, like crashing into that shuttle bay looked really cool, and how the nacelles came in over to like fold in a little bit.
Yeah.
And I
32nd century technology finally.
Yes, finally. I loved seeing cloaked Discovery go over the one black hole. Is chef's kiss. The graphics department, the CGI team is incredible, and that was a beautiful shot. All of that stuff was really cool.
Yeah, no, the shot of the Discovery basically doing a barricade remover into the giant Breen ship was awesome, man. Because I just thought of that moment from Star Trek Five when Captain Kirk decided to, you know, basically ram into his own ship.
When it was very clear ILM was too busy.
yeah. It's like Plan B. What's Plan B? Plan B is for barricade.
Well, I think I told Rachel when we saw that, it's like, oh, that looks big enough for Discovery to go into. It's like,
and then we were like, oh, it is. I also really enjoyed the episode. I definitely agree with I was like, definitely feels like, yeah, we're doing a lot of setup, and I think it feels a little bit more like that than a Discovery two-parter normally did, because there have been so many more episodic episodes this season than I'm used to with Discovery. That I'm like, oh, like a cliffhanger. Like, but it's also it left me on a, oh my god, I want to know what happens next cliffhanger. So it's doing its job.
We got some really fun moments with the team on the ship, on the Breen ship in their costumes. I loved that Disco's being Disco and giving themselves an ill-timed emotional moment, but they actually call it out in this episode. And Burnham says, "This isn't the ideal time, but I need to tell you something." I'm like, all right, I like a self-deprecating moment in Star Trek.
I got behind that. There is I have to call this out. The day before I saw this episode, I played an Star Trek RPG with Fathery and Dave. I had not seen this episode yet, and I infiltrated the ship by hiding as a crew member. And
cool.
Father was like, "You haven't seen the episode yet, right?" I was like, "No, why?" And he went, "That's weird." Like, we did plot for plot things that happened in this episode, and it's genuinely a little frightening to me now.
I mean, that is one thing. There were some predictable moments of where this story was going, but the execution was fun. Giving like I found Adira very frustrating early on in the season, and then they became very delightful, and now like they're really coming into their own and having that moment of Tilly saying they can do this. That was really cool to see. So even though like they're gonna have their Ocean's 11 moment on the ship. The execution worked for me.
I really liked using Adira to be like, oh, Adira's not like still feeling self-conscious. It's just like the dad figures are feeling too protective, which I was like, oh, I like that. One, it's a new emotion, and two, it's like an understandable one that doesn't contradict anything. Like, it doesn't even need, like, Adira is completely capable, but their dads are always going to worry because they don't want them in danger, obviously.
Yeah, no, Adira, like Stanley, Adira early this season was really annoying me, but I really think that she has become better, over the last couple of weeks, and what she did today and what she contributed to this episode, I thought was great.
Quick thing, Marcelo, they use they pronouns.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. I just want to make sure you knew.
Yep.
And apparently I was on the wrong mic the entire time, so I should sound better now.
Oh,
I didn't even notice. It just goes by. I also really liked you were talking about with Raynor. I really like the use of, I cannot remember this first character's name, but with Tilly just being like, is this a thing that like I haven't been on the bridge as much this season? And they were like, yeah, we all talk about it. It's so weird. And I was like,
was Jemison
exactly how an office would be. Like,
Lieutenant Christopher.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
And I just love that we would all just be like, we all agree this is weird, right? Before we have to go like confront this dude about it.
No, we've all clocked it.
Yeah. And I have like getting to see like even how Raynor and Tilly's relationship has grown since early this season.
yeah, Raynor has always been one of my favorites, but I do like how he's slowly been sort of endeared to the crew as we've gone along, and now he's sort of like he's like a member of the family, so to speak. So, and I like the whole thing of him not being comfortable sitting in the chair, and then at the very end, how we got to sit in the chair, was pretty cool.
Yeah, it felt like a good moment. It also felt like, and I was like, oh, this moment feels earned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. If that had happened like an episode after they had that original conversation, it would feel too fast.
Yeah. I don't know where Bryce is. I probably with COVID or something.
Still communicating with the 10C. Hopefully asking what do we actually call your species, because we keep calling you the 10C.
I'm like, every time I think of,
ironically, that is what we're called. No.
Yeah, I think of that whatever number that species in Voyager they only called by the Borg designation for them. And I was like, did anyone
8472?
Yeah, did anyone ever ask them what they would like to be called?
Well, when they were, attacking everybody, probably not so much then.
I mean, later when they were
Yeah.
talking to
At the end of
Boozy.
that Starfleet simulation thing,
Yeah.
yeah, that
They're
should have
like,
been
by the way,
when
what
we
are you
found
actually
out.
called? It feels important.
Can we talk about Moll?
Yeah, we talk about Moll.
She needs Locke to bounce off of.
I think
Yes. Moll without Locke is like, she was already annoying the hell out of me. Like that wig, that terrible attempt at a smoky eye. And I don't know if it's my ADHD that's clocking this, but whenever she has a close up and she's like talking about not trusting the Federation, she's always shimmying just like this. Just a little, like rewatch her episodes and wait for her to like say anything where she's just like shimmying side to side. It is so distracting. On top, like I hate
Now
being
it
this
will be.
person because I'm sure she's not a bad actress, but I just can't help but feel like she's making bad choices. And to be clear, that's a subjective opinion. I'm sure she's great in other things.
And since
I'm
Jonathan Frakes is directing, I don't think it's the director telling her to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been clocking this for multiple episodes, like
Oh,
since
okay.
episode
I
5.
think I have noticed,
Oh, wow.
and it's funny because it seems like a choice that I was like, I would think an actor playing like an addict would make that choice.
Yes, that's how she comes across.
And
You're right.
then- But I'm like, I don't think I'm supposed to think she's addicted to anything but Locke. Like I don't think there's a
Ketracel White.
I don't think
they should have given her something that would have helped.
Like, and they could have been if she's like, she was on a prison camp. Maybe they gave them something there that she's now like addicted to. Like that's just, or just life was hard and there was a drug she got addicted to. I don't know. That happens obviously.
Yeah, I agree. She needs Locke. Jill, I think Jill's right. Without the juxtaposition, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
And I think seeing like them in love makes both characters more sympathetic.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's interesting that you pointed out, Stan, because for episodes now I've been thinking, what's wrong? What's up with like her look? She looks like she's like, to me she's always looked like somebody who's like going through withdrawal or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know if it's her makeup or
eye helps with that
what.
Either.
Yeah, she looks like she hasn't she hasn't washed her
life,
face since episode 1.
To be fair,
Yeah,
in real life
face.
says nothing about people's like addiction,
right?
But
right.
Because it tends to make you look more tired.
Right.
It can have that like effect on screen.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we all agree that Moll seems like an addict, but we can't figure out what she's addicted to.
Except
power and Locke.
Except Locke, yeah. Power and Locke.
I don't even know if she's addicted to power. She's just sort of like.
I don't actually think she's addicted to power. I think she wants power to get Locke.
What? Yeah, like it's a means to an end, not an end in itself.
No.
I was really surprised when they opened up the MacGuffin, and like I thought there was going to be something in there, and the fact that there was a portal to someplace else, I was like, "Ooh, I was not expecting that of all things."
Yeah,
that's cool.
I was like, and then I was like, "Oh, also that makes sense. There's probably like a big thing, and they just didn't want to like move it."
And it was interesting that it stood through time in between those two black holes, but then kind of instantly fell apart when anything like came close. Like it just seemed very fragile, more fragile than it should have been.
Yeah. And then so what they were saying is like what that portal was always there, and then the scientists put the thing around it to make it harder to get to.
I think that's what they said.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. They found the Progenitors tech.
Mm-hmm.
Oh right,
and so they put that thing around it.
I think Sean Ferret called it a Pringles can.
I was thinking it looked like a barrel. Like,
yeah, it looked like a barrel.
What you said it looked like the barrel that took Worf out.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold up. What barrel took Worf out? Am I forgetting something?
In TNG,
It
That-
did.
It fell on
that
him
blue
and it
barrel.
and it
killed his
paralyzed-
spine.
Oh, the
Yeah.
barrel, the barrel.
Yeah.
I guess that
I-
barrel.
I think the thing about
It
that
doesn't literally
episode
look exactly like that, but I just
is
it
the
was
thing about that
a moment.
episode. It's like it's a really good episode. It's just the thing about the fact Worf got taken up just by a barrel falling on him.
A barrel.
Like,
So great.
Um,
I'm a known Worf hater, but there's some great stuff in that
there
episode
is
with
some
his
good stuff.
relationship with
Oh yeah,
Alexander.
Pulaski.
Who?
Yeah.
yeah.
And then of course the ethics with Dr. Crusher and Dr. Take chances, lady. But I also loved somebody
Oh,
pointed
yeah, it
out
was her.
recently. I think it was Yerk posted one of his like, "Hey, look, here's the Klingon spine. Like
Mhm.
Eagle Eye found something nobody else ever finds because he's incredible." But somebody else
He has a lot
pointed
of
out
time.
that from that graphic, somebody pointed out it looks like Klingon brains are at the bottom of their spines. Because there's like a
Oh.
brain, there's a
Huh?
small brain looking thing at the bottom of the spine. It's like, I'm sorry, are Klingon brains directly above their asses? And that would be the second brain probably, because
Oh
in
my
theory
God.
there would still be one
Yeah.
up top
Wait a minute. Hold up.
because they have
hold
two
up.
of everything.
Wait. Whoa. Really?
I'm gonna
I
try
didn't
and
know
find
that.
it.
Yes.
Wait a
And
minute.
yes, two of everything.
You guys. Wait a minute. So he has another one of those. He has another one of that. That's interesting.
That has been established, like that
Yeah.
part
well,
in particular.
I didn't know that.
Like,
So you
Discovery
guys are blowing
season
my mind
1.
right now.
I think because you see a stream, right, of two.
Mhm.
That's- Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have put
yeah.
this in an actual episode, and I sometimes have the sense of humor of a 12-year-old and find it very funny.
Yeah, but you guys are blowing my mind because I
I
didn't
was
know
gonna
any.
say, because I saw Jill write this, I thought you would have put Moll in the Transporter buff 2 episodes ago. I was thinking this. I think maybe Rude was stopping that. Because he obviously didn't actually care about saving Locke.
Possible.
And also because Rude just seemed like a dick.
Funny enough, I don't know why I have permission to do this and not my stream, but I'm doing it. Can you all see that, or
Yeah.
is it
Oh, yeah.
asking you to accept my permissions
Nope.
or something?
Nope, I
You
got
can
it.
see it.
Yeah,
I
you can see
it.
his second brain there at the bottom.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
That is
yeah.
so weird.
Oh my god.
It's the pink thing is the brain, right?
I would think.
Yeah.
So if you kick him in the lower, like you're kicking him in the head.
I-
Give me the head.
A brain next to your tailbone is the weirdest fucking design.
That seems like a bad evolutionary design.
Oh, it's terrible. Maybe it's like I'm gonna guess their second brain is like our appendix where it doesn't
Mhm.
actually get used because like that's the worst place to put something. All it could do
Right.
is all it could do is explode and cause you pain. Which
Yeah.
all that
Yeah.
appendix seems to do.
Hmm.
And Beryl had better aim than Worf ever did.
Pearl had better aim than Worf.
Yes, Trevor. I every once in a while when I usually have Deep Space Nine on via Pluto in the background while I'm working. Every his first episode, fire all those torpedoes, like dozens of photon torpedoes, just devastating weaponry going anywhere but the ships that he should be targeting.
I think it's better in modern Trek, but if you go back and watch like DS9 or TNG, watch the beam out of whatever they're shooting because it's like they'll be aiming this way and it'll go so it hits where it's supposed to. It's just like
Yeah.
completely angled the
TNG
wrong way.
season 1 is particularly bad.
I
It's hilarious.
Which is
Oh,
funny because
God,
it's like
even-
you're
although even
holding
just-
it at the end of your hand. It should be a lot easier than when you're using a gun or something like that.
I believe the most true statement I've ever heard is Deep Space Nine Worf would beat up TNG Worf.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
Dax would beat
Another
both of
fun-
them up.
Another
Yeah.
fun continuity thing is because now they have actual working touchscreens, which is really cool. And like a lot of the actors have said, like this has been great because now I don't have to pretend I know what I'm doing. I can sort of
actually
whatever.
hit something.
But because there are so many moments in older Star Trek where they just were like not under the impression that they would have been seen Like the Bride of Chaotica episode,
Mhm.
Harry Kim is touching that clock on the rocket ship like 6 times. Like, dude, there's no button there. What are you doing?
Yeah, I know. We said that at the time, though. To be fair, it's like we did notice it.
Oh yeah,
I-
that one was blatant. I remember that when
Yeah.
it came out.
There's once where someone pointed out, I was like, Riker is sitting on that touchscreen.
Yeah.
Like, well, like, and it's worse.
It just
Halo,
knows
he
the
could
difference
just-
between your fingers and your butt. It's just,
in your
it-
butt.
it- yeah.
Your fingers in your butt.
Uh,
That's fine.
But yeah,
No, but
so
but it's really cool. I mean, it's really cool and it's really convenient for the actors that they actually have
Yeah.
that Star Trek actually has a working, touchscreen so they can actually touch the buttons that they're supposed to be interacting with.
speaking of technology, how did everybody like the Iron Man kind of thing that went on maybe too much? Where you
Can you be more
inside their
specific?
helmets and stuff.
Oh, the
Oh,
inside-
yeah.
The helmet view. Sorry.
I would say when all three of them
The
said
Iron Man
yes,
suit,
Captain,
I should
at
have said.
once, my exact words were, "It's morphin time."
Yeah, that.
I thought about that too. In fact, my visual for the salon later is get to the Megazord.
Yeah.
Get to
I
the Megazord.
didn't. That I thought was an odd choice with the three of them, but I didn't mind the like. Maybe I did. Maybe I was watching with Power Rangers as a kid, and I'm like, yeah, this is a normal shot. Like,
There's just a lot of them.
Yeah.
It felt like they were a completely different set than the exterior of their body. I don't know, just the way
probably
it,
was,
well,
but-
yeah, obviously, but I mean, it just felt for them not knowing much about the Breen, they were able to replicate the suit completely accurately enough to
well,
like
they
get
said because
past
I
everything.
watched it again today, and I realized they said specifically they were scans of the people that were on at the artifact with them.
Mhm.
So I guess they
That makes
just got
sense.
scans of those people. which
So
makes
they
sense to me.
figured out a way to broadcast where they can't pick them up, even though they're like right there. And I don't know. There's a lot of things that had to go right for it to get as far as they did.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was trying to add Stan's thing, and I don't know what happened.
No.
Valkyrie was here for 0.3 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I don't like the inside the helmet Iron Man sort of view. I don't like it when anybody uses it. The only time that I like it is when the only time I've liked is when Iron Man uses it. I think that everybody who tries to use it just that comes off as as a obvious like painful imitation of it, and it just annoys me.
I don't think Burnham was trying to pass for male. I think she just assumed she was a female Breen, and that's just.
Have we seen female Breen? I think I asked that at one point.
I
can't
assume
remember.
we will next week because we're.
Yeah,
gonna go
because we
meet her.
have. Yeah,
Tahal
We
has
haven't-
been referenced as female.
Yes. And
Yeah.
we're supposed to meet her next.
I just think we haven't
assume.
seen one. Is what I'm thinking. Like
No.
that,
Oh, right.
As far as I know. Okay.
Well,
and
we've
I
only seen Locke, right? We haven't seen none of the other ones have shown
ever taken
themselves.
their helmet off.
That's true.
And I would assume that, like, I have when in things that are tighter, body just kind of move like that. If body move like that, like,
Huh? What?
like, well, because you say like, oh, swaying like her hips. Like sometimes
Oh.
it, like body just kind of walks like that. If that's how your body's built, like
Oh, you're talking. Okay.
you're talking
Okay.
about
Well.
Michael in the
The suit.
green suit.
Okay. Well, I wasn't. Well, I gotta go back. I wasn't really paying attention to how she was walking. She had some
Yeah.
oomph in her walk away. I didn't see that.
That's what I meant by like their interior is not really matching. or, like,
I-
some of the stuff they
Oh,
do
okay.
I
quite
want to know
match.
about this
Okay.
festival that they're
Okay.
going
Yeah.
to. That
with the oil bath.
Yes.
my joke theory when they said oil bath, and I was like, do they need to oil the suits up like they're the Tin Man?
Mm,
Huh?
Like,
could
Oh,
be.
These are not environmental suits, right? So when they did the
I
thing
don't
to the
think so.
guy, like, why did that do anything?
which
Did it just cut his
guy?
air off, maybe, or I don't know.
I
I'm
don't,
trying to figure out
uh,
like
the,
what.
the cooling.
Yeah. Oh, is it? But I thought they didn't really need that, or is it? Or do they? It shouldn't be as instant, I guess, is what it.
Yeah.
Mm.
The same with the Gorn on Strange New Worlds too, but they seem
But
to
I
like
also, I
when
think,
we
like,
need you to
because I
die,
know
you die
it-
quickly.
It keeps.
Yeah.
They probably keeps their. I know it keeps them in their.
Shape.
They don't. Yeah, in their shape. But maybe if like they're not used to having to worry about keeping their shape, maybe like when they're out of that, they're like,
Mm.
I don't like. like the way you can build up to holding your breath, but if someone just put
Right.
you under a
Right.
bunch of water now, you'd be like,
Yeah,
oh my
that makes
god,
sense.
what the hell?
It does.
Okay.
It makes me think about like I like what they've given us about the Breen thus far, but it does feel a little one dimensional. Like it's still revolving around Moll and Locke, and so they're sort of secondary. So what we've gotten with their internal struggle is interesting. The updated armor is really cool. The graphics are amazing. That giant Breen fleshlight is really cool, but the interpersonal dynamics do feel very one dimensional.
Which
Oh, I'm sorry.
get.
Yeah, no,
I've said that before, right? Like it's
you
a
have.
giant fleshlight.
It is. I don't. That you're fine.
One long shuttle bag.
Yeah.
I feel like we're pointing all these things out.
Apparently
It's
they are
like the fact that
refrigeration
we're
suits.
talking about all of the technicalities like makes me wonder how well the actual story held together, because we're not really
Yeah,
talking about the
no,
story that much.
Well,
No, I mean-
I enjoyed the story, but a lot of it was like we did Ocean's 11, and like which is fun, but it's Ocean's
But this isn't a
11.
time for fun necessarily. Like
Yeah.
your penultimate. I mean, not that you can't have fun, but it should be
I
just.
will say to be
It's
fair,
not
when
the heist episode of DS9 or something like that.
when they wrote this, they did not realize it was the penultimate episode of the entire series.
That's
Yeah, look, I look, I'm
I,
100% sure if they knew it was a penultimate episode of the series, some serious crap would have gone down in this episode, not a heist.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I want to just make a quick point of how the Breen were easily defeated in the hallway. They should have just shot them. I'm like, why just shoot them? Just shoot them. Why do this? Like, just shoot them.
I'm assuming that would be like registered somehow.
Oh
with the
yes,
ship.
that's
There was,
right.
Like a,
That's right.
Early on for sure,
weapons
but
shop.
when Reese decides to be a badass, I'm like, dude, you could have just shot
Yeah.
them. You're
Yeah.
about ready to jump ship anyway.
Right.
But listen, if he wants to
At
go
that point,
hand in me, I get it.
The cat's out of the bag at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I think
Yep.
they know you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
just
guess
shoot them
where
at
there
this
is a
point, right?
second where they know two of them aren't there, they're like, surprise, there's two more.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
There were some really nice moments between Saru and Tarina.
Yeah, great
The
stuff.
flowers.
I
They-
still want my wedding. Are we gonna get a wedding? I hope we
I
get a
assume we
wedding.
get it. I'm betting we get a
long as
wedding
he's alive.
next week.
I need one if he's alive. If he stays alive.
I assume that I don't. The way they were building up, I think we're going to fear for Saru's life at some point
Yeah.
next week, but I do not think he will
Aw.
actually die.
Probably
Okay.
not.
Yes, I would also like a. I mean, I hugged Doug Jones at Vegas. It was great. Suggest
Yeah.
if you like hugs, I guess. That's-
Doug Jones, Doug Jones just seems like a really, really cool guy. He
Yes.
like he's the type of guy that you just want to hang out with.
Mhm. Oh god, I did I was trying to remember exactly how he put it. Where he was like, seeing as like this is my former ship and I have all of this like experience in both these things, and I did say I was like, seeing as I'm a main character who's been gone for most of the season, I should probably do this.
Yeah, I should probably do this.
Yeah. And I feel like they knew we would be like clamoring for Saru by the time he came back. They were like, did like a shot going up to be like, it's him.
Yeah. No, actually, no. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I completely forgot that it was Jonathan's turn in the rotation for the directing, and I swear to you, like with the first shot of this episode, I was like, "Oh, it's that guy again that just can't keep the camera still."
I think
But
I
I was
mentioned
like,
that
when-
too, Rachel.
Yeah, yeah. yeah
I
when
believe my exact words. Oh, the camera's upside down. Take a shot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'd be drunk by the time we were done. Yeah.
But then I kind of, even though like Discovery is known for putting the camera upside down, I didn't actually hate doing the camera upside down to show the black alert,
Yeah,
which is what
that
they
was
do
cool.
later in the episode. Which I was like, that's
Right.
kind of a cool effect because like
I
that.
don't think it needed it in the Starfleet headquarters or wherever they were.
No, the
I think that
Starfleet
happened.
headquarters is where I said it. And then we made
Yeah.
the joke later because it goes up and down a couple times, and I was like, "Oh, we die!" Like, but
Yeah.
I actually like that as an effect to show that they're doing the black alert because that's
Right.
what you see on the
The
outside
ship.
is that it spins.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Although,
I like Joel's
as someone
comment.
who gets motion sickness, maybe I should stay far away from that ship.
Yeah.
Like,
Too damn.
So they always mention like, oh, the first time you go through it or whatever, it might feel
Yeah.
weird or make you sick because I think with the President
Yeah.
Rillick at one time or
Yeah.
something. That seems to like come and go. It depends on. They say it sometimes and sometimes they don't.
Some people can like sit in the backseat of a car and be fine.
Oh yeah,
So,
no, but I mean they
Yeah.
selectively mention it to people who've
I
never
feel
gone
like
through it. I think
I
was
feel like
interesting.
maybe they mentioned it to Pike in season
No, they
2.
did. They did.
Yeah.
They did. Burnham mentioned it to him, and then Pike comes out. He goes, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
He just has that
But I
moment.
remember that and
Yeah.
the like if you're telling me this like ship can like hop around the universe on like a bunch of mushrooms, like I'm just gonna have to take that on faith. Like,
Yeah.
and I was like, that's fair. That's the correct
That
reaction.
word kept
Faith.
popping up in season 2, faith, and then it wasn't really a faith versus science allegory.
Nope. Absolutely
That's
not.
true. I really liked the Tarita, like he was like, "You were worried about me," and she's like, "I was worried about the mission. I am Vulcan. Don't like." I was like, it's a
That's
really
cool.
sweet moment. It's like, and it's just they.
At this
both
point,
of
is
them
she
just have
completely Vulcan? Does she only have the like, or is it Vulcan and Romulan at some point? Like, did she have any?
It'd be interesting to see like how much, because she's obviously around way more Romulans than Vulcans we would traditionally see are.
Right. I just wondered, like, in her past of like, well, I guess they lived pretty long, but I think it's like maybe it's a Romulan relative somewhere.
I also I just like had this moment where I was just like watching the two of them. I was like, their chemistry is so good, and of course it is. Their entire relationship is based on the fact they had one episode together, and everyone went, "Hey, those two."
Hey,
What's
we're
going
gonna
on
get it
there?
together. We're
Yeah.
gonna do it.
I'm like, I don't know if it was entirely fan reaction. There's probably also the
Yeah, I
writer saw
don't.
the episode and went, "Oh, that was
Hey,
something."
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
That would be an interesting question to ask. Like, is that something you planned the entire time, or yeah?
Like, yeah, how much planning?
I think
and how
Doug Jones mentioned that he wanted a romance for his character, and I think because there were hints of it later on in the season.
Yeah.
But really leaned into it in season 4 when they had seen more reaction to it.
Like, I would bet what happened is they had that one episode and they went, "Oh, there's chemistry there. Let's do more scenes with them and see if that goes anywhere."
Mm-hmm.
And that's me guessing. I obviously don't know.
I love Tara Rosling. I'm looking forward to meeting her at STLV.
Fun.
Yeah, no, but
I would say that's right, Father. That this season is more faith versus science than.
Yeah,
definitely.
Although Culber seems to have gotten over that. I don't.
What's going on there? I
don't know. There's so much going on in the episodes. I'm not like, oh my god, I need that storyline back. But I was like, there should be. I'm hoping there's a resolution to it next week.
Yeah, because Culber. Yeah, Culber has had like a really rough time of it lately, and it seems like they keep picking up his storyline, but they keep dropping it. And like, what are you guys doing with that? Like, are you gonna pick it up and run with it, or are you gonna drop it? What are you gonna do with it?
I think it's one of the I'm loving this season. I think it's their strongest so far, and we'll see how they stick the landing. But it I feel like they're gonna do it. But
they're gonna do it. Yeah.
The Culber stuff really feels like the weakest link in this season's chain of stories. It's an interesting parallel to the overall that's going on. I don't feel like it's connected enough to the A plot that I'm able to follow it as well as they would probably want me to be. I don't particularly care. Because it seems like an existential crisis that like would be really interesting to see in a Star Trek future how that happens, but the way that it's being executed, I just find myself not caring about it.
It's funny because I care. Like I feel like I care while I'm watching it because Wilson Cruz is a good actor and I'm enjoying like watching him. But then I'm like, there's so much going on with the rest of the story that I'm like, I need to know what's going on over here.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest, they should have made him ship's counselor when you guys remember that episode when they were all when they just got to the future and they were feeling depressed,
Mm-hmm.
and Culber got the idea to do like a movie night for the entire crew. He found this like old silent film. From that moment, they should have Saru, because Saru was captain of the ship at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Saru should have made him ship's counselor, and that would have given him something to do, like other than being the doctor, of course, right? He would have had two responsibilities: ship counselor and the doctor. That would have been cool, at least for me. I don't know what you guys think.
I mean, I think he is the counselor, basically. That's what I.
Oh, okay. Well,
He's
they
been
just
That's kind of the
filling
vibe
that
I'm picking
role.
up. Yeah.
I don't
Right,
think
right.
they've never been
They better
clear
said it,
about
right?
anybody's specific role other than the captain. Like,
To be fair,
Right.
and most
That's true.
most Star
Jenny-
Trek shows have been wonky about scientist versus engineer,
Yeah.
but this show especially, like,
Genuine question: who's the chief engineer?
no one knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's
Chief medical
I think-
officer, nobody knows.
The chief medical officer is that? Oh, I can't think of her name
No,
right now.
I
right?
think it's Jet Reno.
Never been
chief
said.
engineer. Never been said.
No,
Yeah, true.
Reno says at some point, chief engineer wants me to something or other.
Yeah.
That
I
was season
think-
2, so maybe she was made chief engineer after the time jump, but
that would make sense.
it's
I think-
it's very in
don't
university
think it-
stuff that would do some good world building,
I don't
but
think it's
it takes
Stamets.
their time.
But,
It's definitely not. He's the spore drive guy,
Yeah.
and this season he's every time we need something to happen through engineering, let's give Anthony Rapp something to do because the
Yeah.
spore drive doesn't matter anymore.
I know, but as far as chief
Yeah.
medical officer, I would instantly say Culver, but there's also Dr. Pollard is there.
I think
also.
Dr. Pollard is the
Yeah.
chief medical officer.
Okay, all
I
right.
just wish they would say it.
I
Just
feel
say
It
it.
was sad.
I feel like they might have in like season 1, and she's still around.
Yeah, Culber
No.
being called the counselor / medical as needed could have made him being in engineering during a red alert make sense in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That definitely didn't. Oh, it's a red alert. Let me slide down and talk to my husband. I just heard about this emergency we're about to get into. Let me come talk to you about it rather than being sick bay.
man, doctor.
I get it.
Yeah,
I get
it's
the
almost like
story
the
we need
small
to tell,
universe
but-
syndrome
Okay, this is-
inside of a ship.
This is me trying to like fix something. Maybe they knew the store the spore the spore
The store drive.
Jesus. Was a little on the fritz, so maybe it was like, is it gonna try and kill him again?
Right.
Mm.
I mean, this is something that I feel like they could have done in other Star Trek shows that, especially like the Galaxy class. They've got to have a doctor stationed elsewhere on the ship because what if you
Yeah.
can't get to sick bay? You know. Yeah,
Uh.
it's little things where like one line of dialogue would fix it for me. Like I've been assigned to engineering for this red alert. I've been assigned to this deck as the deck medic for the red alert.
Yeah, it would make
Deck medic. I like that.
That's a
like
good
the
idea.
way when you have like a big event happening, there's a bunch. They're like, and there's just paramedics here
Yeah.
Yeah.
to like just in
There's
case
paramedics
because like
everywhere.
something's probably gonna happen.
Because there should be a medic in the spore drive.
Yeah.
The dude fucked with
Yeah.
his DNA to make it work.
Yeah.
The spore drive really should be the medical bay, both connected somehow.
Yeah.
Then
No,
there's
I
like
mean,
less.
the-
I mean, now they have the instant transporters, but before,
Yeah,
they,
the
like,
other,
had to-
the other thing. I'm so happy you mentioned it, Aaron. The other thing that still bugs me, but I know I got to get over it, and I'm getting over it. But the fact that they transport everywhere now, and they don't walk anywhere, they don't walk anymore. It's like they just.
You know what?
Yeah.
You say that, I would do that. I'm
Okay,
lazy.
all right.
Like,
Fine, okay.
I would just be like,
Okay.
walk upstairs? How dare you make me
No.
go upstairs?
No, just tap. Be done.
Yeah.
I mean, if it would be great if like taking groceries from the car or something like that.
Yeah, right.
That I'm happy for. Really would do.
We have seen Burnham walk to her ready room a couple of times
Oh.
rather than transport, but she also transports there. I guess it just depends on how important.
The situation, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
They just
I
happen to
also
be
feel
in a lot of tense situations when we see them.
Yeah.
Right.
This is another thing. We talked about this on the salon. I feel like I needed a line of dialogue in season 3 that just stated that your Tricom badge is also connected to a bioneural link chip every Starfleet officer has on their brain to explain why, like in this season, it's happened in all of the last 3 seasons, it's happened where somebody transports quickly somewhere. I'm like, well, why didn't you just transport over there? Why are you doing that? Why? How
Or
does
even like,
how does the phaser know to come out? And it would
how does
also
the thing know where to
explain.
go? They just
Yeah,
happen,
and
like
to me,
like,
that would
okay.
explain why shit didn't make sense
Yeah.
sometimes. Like,
Oh,
oh, I'm being attacked by this thing. I'm not thinking very clearly. So yeah,
Yeah.
I transported 20 feet
Yeah.
away rather than back to the ship, which would have made more sense. You know, those kinds of things I think could have been
oh yeah.
explained a little better.
It's
Oh,
interesting.
yeah.
The 32nd century stuff that makes sense, but
They-
back in like before they transported or went into the future, I think they've never, except maybe once, said where they wanted to go when they got into a turbo lift. It just went. We're like, that's there's something wrong there.
Mhm.
I also loved.
Sorry.
We've only seen it in Discovery where they say direct, so it won't stop. And
Oh.
but since they've done that, there have been a few moments where I'm like, Face the Strange. Burnham didn't say direct, so yeah, she encounters her past
yeah.
self. Like, whoops. But like, yeah, how many times do we misspeak or not think? Like, oh shit,
yeah.
I that's my daily routine. But then I forgot this one thing about it someday. Like that kind of stuff is real.
Yeah.
I mean, like the other day, I was driving to Target and took a wrong turn and started driving to work. Like,
Oh my.
and then I was like, oh shit, that's not where I was going. Like,
Yeah, no, it's a really good point that you bring up, Stan. I actually never thought about that. Like, how do they, like, when they tap their palm badges, how do they know that they're going to end up where they want to go? Like, that's a really good point that I
Yeah,
never thought about.
The stuff that I want to see in Star Trek is the most boring
It's the
shit.
point. No,
But
but
like,
Also easy to fix. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
yes,
Like,
that's
but
right.
that one little line there.
There's a-
boom,
yeah.
done.
I
Yeah,
love
and-
Discovery, but I have said more than it is quintessential Star Trek to have a plot hole, a massive
Mhm.
one.
Yeah, but that's
Like-
the pothole.
Since day one, like the Enterprise D, I say this all the time. They just forgot that they had other shuttles. Like, what do you mean you can't send out 6 shuttles to go search for the captain and Wesley Crusher? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, reason, radiation, whatever. Like,
oh,
there's so many things that one line of dialogue throughout Trek, and I think because Twitter has warped all of our brains,
mhm.
because we've all grown up on Star Trek, when we see Star Trek Discovery, which is like we've already been talking about, it does not follow the formula. Like, Fuller did not want to care about the chief medical officer and the chief engineer. It becomes exacerbated when these little things don't happen. Like, how come the transporter is working in one moment? Like, why is all of the Enterprise not built out of that shit that Katrina Cornwell couldn't get around? What? I'm
Yeah,
still
she shouldn't have
mad
died.
about that. I want justice for
Send
Cornwell.
a dot in there and do the same thing. She
Yes.
didn't need to do that.
The transporter was working for Spock. Why wasn't it working for the Admiral?
Yeah.
And why not for Arium? Like, I need one line that says we can't transport through that or whatever. This episode's been better about that. This season's been better about that at least.
I'm sorry. Oh shit. Oh, fuck
That I
shit.
like this explanation. That Fathery is that there's like gestures built in.
But that's not in canon.
Yeah, that's in the ready room.
No, but
Shut up,
listen,
Fathery.
Shut up.
Totally kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Shut up.
How dare you on your channel? Thanks for having me as a guest on your channel.
Okay, goodbye.
So like you just Stan's picture just like disappears off
Yeah.
the side.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not gonna do
Oh, we've
that.
lost Stan.
If Fathery wants to
We've
make the
lost
joke.
Stan.
Yeah, Stan's internet must have gone out.
Yeah.
Oh, next thing we see, next thing we see is a little head of a king coming into like Stan gonna pull him out. Whee!
It might be interesting to do a show like after this the entire series is done. Like,
Oh,
you know,
funny.
what were the things we would have liked to have seen? Like, you know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm not just like
That'd
hyperbole,
be a
but
good
like
idea.
small, like when this happened, what if they did that or whatever?
Yeah.
I've
Like
always
a-
wanted to see like when they got to the 32nd century, not to instantly integrate to society and have no problems whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any sense.
They should have keeping the crew together, sure, but there should have been 32nd century consultants on every deck.
They have to bring a historian in so they can get references.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, so here's the Dominion War.
Yeah.
Like,
In that first episode, there was one thing where in theory, Michael Burnham should not have known who the Gorn were. And so and she says the Gorn did what, which I get, like she's more focused on the what happened rather than who. Because like insert John fucked with space. Like,
yeah.
how did John do that? Like, I don't need
Yeah.
to know who John is right away because that's not the point of the comment, but
Yeah.
it was definitely noticeable.
Maybe she's just too embarrassed to admit she didn't. She was like, "Is this something I should know?" Like,
Yeah. We've been talking on the salon about different content we might be doing, and I'll throw it out to you all as well when it happens. In 2 weeks, we'll do a season 5 overall, but then we've talked about doing, because we talk about what if scenarios a lot. We've talked about doing a salon that's just like a series of like everybody gets 10 minutes to do their what if pitch. Like, what if
Ooh,
Tasha
that's
didn't
fun.
die? And like,
Oh, that'd be
what would
fun.
that have meant with Worf? And like
What if-
all kinds of fun stuff. My big one is what if it was Ro Laren instead of Chakotay?
Ooh.
We also we did a
That personality, that would be scary.
Yes, we did an impromptu Hive stream yesterday. That's what I call when I get high and go live. Yesterday, and
was that what I ran into the other day when you were watching a movie?
yes. I got a
Okay.
community violation for that because I
Okay.
put
So
up Girls
stupid.
5 on the screen. I was like, here, let's watch this. I was high. I didn't know what I was doing.
No,
I was
but-
like, here's
no, but-
something, whatever.
No, but I'm not. No, but I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming Elon. That was so stupid.
Yeah, well, it's so silly. I'm like, you think Netflix wouldn't want people to know about their shit? But whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday we started stunt casting a Voyager reboot. So
That'd be cool.
not to do nothing but plugs, but at Salon Trek on Twitter,
Everyone should check out Salon Trek.
you're gonna see some polls in the next couple of days about who a couple of ideas of who might be the next Janeway, the next Chakotay, the next some gender swapping fun, and
No, with you saying like Ro Laren instead of Chakotay, my first thought was like, I wonder what the chemistry between Ro Laren and Janeway would be.
it'd be so fucking hot. Like, listen, in my what if scenario, not to completely take over, but in my what if scenario, very little actually changes. It gets better, obviously, but the season 1 sexual tension of will they, won't they? I'm so glad they didn't. They shouldn't have. But like that would have still been there. Her friendship with B'Elanna would have been amazing. And like, I'm not trying to make this the queerest thing ever, but like, I just think about Ro and Seska as like not sexual something happening, maybe hinted at, but more like sisterly. And just imagine a Bajoran, Ro Laren, learning that her best friend, someone she considered a sister, turned out to be a Cardassian. She and like her first encounter with Janeway, she's like, let me guess, Tuvok, and he's like, you knew? I suspected. Like she suspected, but then like the real shock is with Seska.
Yeah.
So fun.
He's like, yeah, Vulcans are not good liars. You're like, yeah, I let you get around this far. For some reason, my mind just remembered that one random Voyager episode where B'Elanna and Chakotay make out.
So weird.
So weird.
Huh?
So I had a friend who like watched that and she's like, "Oh, should I ship this?" And I went, "This will literally never come up again." I was like,
It is so 90s Trek. Like, what if the man and the woman have sexual interest for a minute?
But my friend a friend and I low through Jane Austen stuff, and so like romantic subplots and things, and she was like, "Oh, new ship," and I'm like, "No, like this will, as I put, literally never come up again."
Again.
Like,
That
I would
something.
say Spock is not 100% Vulcan, though. I feel like that human side might make him a better lie.
I think Pelly is to blame for that. She caught him in a lie once, and he said, "I got to get better at this
Yeah.
because I'm probably going to have to steal the ship a few more times."
Yeah.
I just love someone in Starfleet in the future, like looking through the thing. Why do we keep letting this guy back on ships?
Well, Data, the same thing. He got a couple times taken over and stole the Enterprise.
One time, it wasn't actually Spock made the choice to. Data didn't.
I mean, you would think that the
Couple times he did.
Enterprise.
I can only think of one right now. I can think of when his father made him.
Yeah.
So there's the clues. Like, I can't remember. Like, there's a list somewhere of like, yeah.
Oh, there's
like,
the clue. There's no record of the clues stuff. Because
Yeah,
they
that
erased
never happened.
everything.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So Data knows about
I'm
that.
talking
no one else
about
knows about it.
us, like
Yeah,
outside of the universe.
but to be fair, I said what Starfleet person.
Oh, that's
looking
true.
at a record
There's
like,
another TNG plot hole. How was that alien soul able to take over an android body? What? Come on.
Well, he also got sick in the beginning with the
Yes,
naked.
that virus.
Like, that makes no sense either.
I was on Jack Tracy's podcast for a couple of episodes where the gist was let's fix the first season, and each of us would talk about like what we liked, what we didn't, and what we would do to fix it. And I said to fix it, you foreshadow Geordi's engineering prowess.
Yeah.
One, Geordi breaks a quarantine. Like instead of just walking out of sickbay, like I hated that episode because it made Dr. Crusher look bad. Like in my fix, Dr. Crusher immediately puts the ship on lockdown, but Geordi breaks into Wesley's quarters because he remembered he was going to help him with a science project. And then they foreshadow his engineering prowess by having a conversation with Data. He's saying, "I have no idea what this is like." And he gets the idea to create a program for Data to be drunk. And that's how
really
he
good
gets
idea.
impacted.
That's
I
a good
fixed it.
idea, Stan. That's awesome.
I had a lot of fun.
Because-
I think I would be a better script doctor than I am with a blank page. It's rough.
I agree. Sometimes with like me too. Sometimes I'm like, do you need help fixing your story? Good at that.
Good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I'm good with messing with a retelling, but like brand new story.
I also
I'm
fixed
like,
the last
ah.
outpost.
How?
It's a Deanna Troy episode.
How did you do it?
I turned it into a Deanna Troy episode. It became it sets her up as not just a therapist but a counselor. The ambassador, the diplomatic side of her counseling and why she's on the bridge.
Yeah.
I have one for you, Stan. How would you fix I can't this episode is so bad I can't remember the name of it right now. Oh my god, what is this episode called? Everybody hates it from the first season. They call
I will not.
Not that one? Okay.
This white man will not be fixing Code of Honor.
Okay.
No. Like, yeah.
You can fix it by just eliminating it.
That's the one you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I was like, how would you fix that?
No.
I did not. I don't think it should be eliminated. Well, I mean, going back in time and doing it differently, sure.
Yeah.
If you just replace the people with like white people or aliens or everything,
it's not even just Code of Honor. Like every episode, like every episode should have a diverse array of people on that planet.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean that wasn't the only thing about that episode, but
like,
that was the most
particularly
glaring,
good
for
episode,
sure.
anyways. And then like one insane casting choice made it. Oh my god, this is awful.
Yeah.
I did hear that like it's not written in the script that all of these people are black,
Yeah.
Right.
but the director took not a great script into an even worse direction.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It just would have been forgettable if they had not done
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
If that wasn't that way, we would all just be like, "What episode? Oh yeah, like
Yeah. Oh, that was like early on in this show, right?
Yeah.
Like,
um,
back when it felt like it was something you'd watch on Saturday afternoon after Time Tracks.
after what?
Time Tracks?
My facts.
I don't
Darian
know.
Lambert, he's a cop from the future who goes back in time to stop people. Never mind. Okay.
You will get old someday, Rachel.
I
Enjoy this while you can.
Yeah, yep. Let's
had
enjoy it,
I had to
'cause we're gonna
explain to
get
someone
old.
at work that I was trading what a floppy disk was. So
do
I found a floppy disk in my storage unit. I brought it back.
you have something to read it, or
do you
What's
have
in it?
anything to read?
Oh, me? No, it's just for the it's. I'm
For the
sure
vibes.
it's been demagnetized
Aesthetic.
at this point. Yeah, it's for the
to
aesthetic.
show someone what the I made a joke about the save button, how people aren't going to know what the save button is in the future, and the person I was training went, "What is the save button supposed to be?" And I went, "Oh no,
Oh no. It's
I
and
had
it,
a
what's funny is it's not even a true floppy disk. It's
Five
It's-
and a quarter.
I believe it was
Yeah.
called a
3 and
diskette.
Yeah,
Mhm.
The hard one.
yeah.
I
can
had
run
a-
it
Actual
if you
floppy
want.
disk from an original.
I would say is this of Code of Honor? Because if this is true, I've never heard this story. That's
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah.
I think they were definitely not welcomed back.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I could definitely see the lead actor seeing someone make that casting choice and be like, "Do not bring them back." That would be a normal and good
Yeah.
thing to do.
yeah, but so many things, so many. I mean, so
I
many.
don't know how much. Like, I don't know if Patrick Stewart would have had that power to do that in season 1.
Yeah,
so
that's a good
many, so many outlandish, insane things happened in the first 2 seasons of TNG. It's unbelievable
I
that
mean,
things stayed on
Star
the
Trek
air.
is insane. That's what, like.
It's unbelievable.
Like,
Like if like
I
if you
want to
guys
point
didn't
out
have
that, like, in the episode that we were talking about, a ship flew into the shuttle bay of another ship. Like, that is, and we're just like, yeah, of course that happened. Like,
Hmm. Yeah, but it's yeah.
So I'm not seeing the story, but I am seeing on Wikipedia that there are 2 directors listed. So that definitely lends credence to the idea that the director was removed and then the new one, like it was probably too late, because one of them, it just says credits include Star Trek The Next Generation. And then one of them, it says worked on Star Trek from 87 to 2002, Next Gen, Deep Space Nine, Voyager,
okay,
and
so obviously
Enterprise.
we like this director. The
Yeah,
Next
Les
Generation.
Landau was the good one, and then Russ
Yeah, okay.
Mayberry is
was the other bad
And-
one.
Yeah, Les Landau is like a name I recognize from like.
Russ Mayberry.
yeah.
Okay, so
I
I mean,
Mayberry.
sounds racist if we're being honest.
She.
My name's
was-
Russ Mayberry, and I'm here to
I
cast
I'm
black
thinking of
people
Mayberry,
in
the
terrible
I
roles.
do-
town.
feel bad for that actress who would probably, probably put a lot of good work in, and then,
Mhm.
but yeah,
He died in 2012.
I will have to. I might do some googling later to see if I can figure out where that interview is for someone.
No, the other day is because Aaron mentioned the floppy disk that he found in his storage unit. The other day, I had to explain to someone how back in the day before I had a DVD player, how I would collect the giant box sets of Buffy the Vampire Slayer at Blockbuster, and they were like, "What's VHSs?" And I'm like, "Jesus, how old are
Oh
you?"
God. Next,
And
you're
I'm
gonna
like,
tell me you've never heard of Betamax.
Yeah, and I'm like, look,
I,
before Netflix, before these streaming services, they were these things called tapes that you had, and you used to go to the store and buy them, and you had this thing called a VCR. There was a square box that you put it in, you just was playing your
And then
episodes
to
would
re-
show
to do
up.
it,
Never
you had
heard
to
of her.
Rewind it to watch the movie again.
Yeah, you had to do
You
it
got to watch
again,
the movie backwards real quick.
Yeah, backwards. Real quickly.
Okay, so
This
according
director
to
directed
Memory
6
Alpha.
episodes of the Brady Bunch.
yes,
Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, I was just gonna say, according to Memory Alpha, that it is true. Mayberry left the production during filming and was replaced by first assistant director Les Landau.
Okay.
And then yes,
Fascinating.
Brady Bunch.
It seems like he's directed like 1 or 2 episodes of every show that we probably ever saw when we were a kid.
Yeah.
Partridge Family,
It's
Brady
interesting
Bunch,
it's all
In
1
Search
or
of.
2 and not like a bunch of them. I wonder if
I wonder why.
Oh, 10
personality.
episodes, 3 episodes, mostly 1 and 2 episodes, but a couple of them are like 6 and 10, but mostly the short ones.
Paul, so
$6
this
million
one,
man.
like in the episode of Disco, who the voice of the shuttle computer was. I don't know.
Oh.
Because it's obviously like compared to like when everyone in TNG was always the Federation computers were always
Major Barrett.
Major
Major
Rob-
Barrett. But yeah, now you have Zora on Discovery and all the other ships would have a different voice.
Can I say something about Zora?
Yeah.
Sure.
I love her, but she's made the ship's computer worse. Like a nonsense. She makes it seem like a non-sentient 32nd century computer would serve the ship better in some ways. Because again, dialogue needed. Like she just doesn't notice that crew are missing. Like, okay.
I'm just sorry. I'm just laughing because Stan is completely right. She should have noticed that.
And that's happened in other Trek as well. But like they made a whole to do about how she's becoming more evolved and more sensitive to the crew.
Look,
and
I'm
the crew's
preoccupied with
needs.
finding out about me. I'm not paying
Yeah.
attention to you. I'm finding myself. I don't have time to keep track of you.
I love Discovery doing different things. I think it's really cool. It's a really cool story, but it's bad for the ship. It's bad for the ship.
It is. Yeah, especially when she was like all freaked out and Adira is trying to help Zora play. Oh no, it wasn't Adira. It was
Gray play the game.
Gray, thank you. Playing the game. Yeah, it's like you don't really want a computer that you have to do that with. Like, could you imagine trying to you're nervous and I need to get my Adobe Photoshop done. It's like let's play a game. Okay, now I got to get that to work. Thanks. Bye. That would be frustrating.
Thank you, Jill. That'd be useful because I am interested in seeing that interview.
Yeah. No, I have a Trek question that's not related to this episode at all. What are all
the
your
rest
thoughts?
of this episode?
Yeah, like the rest of this episode.
How dare you move us away from Discovery?
How dare you?
The rest of us are so focused.
How dare I?
We were talking about Code of Honor.
Yeah,
You think they're bad when I'm the one who's on track.
No, but I want to ask you guys, with the news that dropped earlier this week, what do you guys think of Holly Hunter being possibly the main lead?
I'm so excited.
Go first?
I cannot wait to hear Holly Hunter say Holly Hunter voice things in Star Trek. I do a bad Holly Hunter, obviously, but I just cannot wait to hear her say engage. And
they have her do a British accent instead or something.
I'm gonna be so mad. Or if she pulls a Carol Kane and goes absolutely nuts with her. I love it, but I can't wait to hear her say, "You will not talk to my cadets in that manner, Admiral."
That's gonna. Because she's
that would be great.
Then I was like, because I remember as soon as the casting, I was like, oh, she has the right amount and right type of authority to be perfect for a principal character. Where she's likable, but she won't take nonsense from you.
But she's gotta, but she's gotta use that famous voice though.
Yeah,
she can't.
I also.
I want her in broadcast news.
Do we think she's gonna? I would love if Holly Hunter's in every episode. Do we think Holly Hunter's gonna be in every episode?
Oh, yeah, that's a good.
I would think so.
I don't.
Well, I mean, if it's also, I would assume it's also only going to be 10 a season.
That's true.
What is that? It's 3 months. It's 12 to 14 days per episode now.
Yeah.
But that's CGI heavy ones. Like how CGI heavy will the Academy show be?
I mean, I don't know.
But aren't they building like a whole? Well,
Good
this
job,
is just
Mother. You'll actually talk about the episode.
We talked about it.
We did.
We actually talked about the
We,
episode.
yeah.
I think
But we
I
talked for a minute.
saw a lead role, not the lead role for Holly
Okay,
Hunter, but
yeah,
I don't
right,
know
a
if
lead role, right?
that I don't know if like I maybe
Right.
like
No. Yeah.
some interviews might have been like some articles might have been worded slightly differently.
Right. The only reason I'm saying the lead role is because she's the first one out of the gate. So
Yeah.
but
I
there's gonna be
still
more now.
think that Mary Wiseman is on the show, but they're waiting for that announcement until after Discovery ends.
Right.
Okay.
How fucking lucky. I'm so excited for Mary Wiseman. Like, she not only has she had an amazing run on Discovery, it's such a cool character, but now she gets to work with Holly Hunter. I am both
also-
jealous and thrilled for
I
her.
also love that we're all like, she's on the show. Like, we all agree that. And at no point
if she's
has
not-
anyone announced that Mary Wiseman is in the show.
Well,
What
that
if she's
weird
not?
thing that they had with that looked like the backdoor pilot for 4 seconds for for the Academy early
Yeah.
on. It's like that. Why that would exist if it wasn't
Mhm.
going in
The
that direction?
case,
I don't
right?
know.
Yeah, I mean they've been telegraphing it for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I also was like, my first thought, I was like, oh, they're putting money behind the Academy series if they're getting
money.
Academy Award winner
They
Holly
got-
Hunter.
they got-
But
They
the
got
Star Trek is
money.
dying. It's going to be gone. You know,
Yeah.
like
Right. Alex
boo.
Kurtzman's being fired.
Yeah.
Again? I didn't know. Oh my God.
I loved that we got this, like, hey, the TV side is doing great news the same day that we got, like, this is kind of weird movie news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
that-
actually I didn't even know. I read what they were announcing. I was like, we knew this kind of. Wait, what's
Yeah,
happening?
the X-Men flop director might be
Yeah.
coming over to the
Simon
film side
Kinberg.
of Trek,
Yeah.
and we're gonna do a prequel in a timeline that would not have existed, or maybe we're gonna do this, which is First Contact again,
Yeah.
or we're gonna do
No.
this, which is
actually-
Enterprise again. The description
you
of that
can
was
do
so
that by
weird.
making it different because this is the only the loophole that I have found. If you really want to do that, I don't really care to see that again. But
I don't. we had
since
First
our
Contact. I don't-
characters time travel a lot, they affect the past
Yes.
as well as the
That's
future.
fair.
So if
That's
they don't time
fine.
travel, then things in the past can change. So that past could be different.
Right.
Yeah. I don't.
Strange New
I-
Worlds
That's
has
a
referenced
loophole.
that a little bit.
Yes. But no, I was just trying to read it and make sense of it. I only
The
read
Starfleet.
The
one
Starfleet.
thing, which was just that gift from The Incredibles. He was like, "I'm not strong enough."
Yeah.
Like I was like, "I'm too tired for this."
Somebody even noted. I will say somebody noted. I mean, I like this person. I won't name them. They're a bit of a rage baity kind of account, but they did note. Well, of course, on the film side, they're just retreading, wanting to reboot, etc. Because anything new doesn't get a
Yeah.
whole lot of support.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
there are some people who are so frustrated about Academy being greenlit that they're all over Twitter saying nobody wants Academy. Give us insert their favorite pet project. It's like that's not how it works. If you want more
What
Trek,
I find
you
funny,
need to support what's being put in front of
what I
us.
find funny is like no one is like this was no one's like most wanted show. The Academy
Yeah.
show was my most wanted show. Like I've always wanted.
But it's
to show
literally
the
been something
Academy.
that's almost happened for many, many years. So
Yeah,
obviously
I'm
somebody
like,
it keeps coming back. Then
I
somebody
want to
is
see what
interested in
Starfleet
it.
Academy is like. I don't
Yeah.
think that's a weird want.
I in my fake
need to
list
expand.
of the
Yeah, it
cinematic
sure is.
universe of Star Trek,
I'm
I had
moving a
something
bunch
called
of stuff
Federation,
to
which
show
is just
This I have a Starfleet Academy mouse pad. Like this predates the show, obviously. Like this is I like the idea of Starfleet Academy.
It's super smart. They need to expand. We need to get away from just seeing a ship and a crew.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Deep Space Nine was its best attempt, and like you can still have those elements in Starfleet. Like
Yeah.
I want to see. I don't know if this is what you were saying, Aaron, with the Federation, but I want to see a Star Trek West Wing.
Oh, that'd be great. That would be
I
great.
love that.
this was
because-
sort of like
because-
the
well,
idea of
Yeah.
just the general populace as well. So you would have those
Yes.
elements, like but just what is the daily life of a person who lives in the Federation, and like have
Yeah.
that somehow intersect with the president, or there's you could tell a multitude of stories, and they don't have to all stay in the same place, or but yeah, it would be cool to see what is it like to be able to beam everywhere, or don't think of have to worry about working and food and
the beaming's really gonna take the walk and talks out though.
Yes. There was
the beam and scream
rumor before Discovery that there were grumblings about a Star Trek version of a CSI. Because like that could work.
That's interesting.
And also like a medical drama.
Oh wait, no, that's my idea. That's my idea of setting I actually wrote a pilot where it focuses around the Starfleet, a starship, a starship medical ship. So yeah,
there was a TV show in the 90s that was supposed to be it's ER in space, basically. It's Mercy Point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that vaguely.
Yeah, no, but the one thing that drives me crazy, about the TV side of Star Trek is like I'm sitting over here saying, guys, you have so many good Star Trek books. Just take a goddamn Star Trek book, like from one of the best authors of expanded material, David Mack. Take one of his books and make that into a movie. I don't care. Give him all the money in the world. Pay the man. He deserves it.
I mean, he does. That's not how.
Right? Yeah.
Oh,
that's not how,
I mean, look at Tom Harris's existence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, yeah. But I'm like, guys, what is so difficult about doing a Star Trek movie? I could write a Star Trek movie for you. Give me a couple months. I'll do it.
Yeah. I don't think they seem to have a lot of scripts. I don't think it's writing it. It's getting shit together after that point.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, Paramount is such a mess right now, trying to be sold, doesn't know what it wants to do.
Yeah.
That is true.
And like, if you want a Star Trek 4 with the Kelvin crew, you're at nearly 100 million with just the main cast. Because that's what they pull. At the end of the day, you're probably going to have to get them to agree to, because they want to do the movie, to do a much smaller amount.
And we're going to bring Chris Hemsworth back. And I was like, you can't afford the cast and Chris Hemsworth. And it's exactly
Zoe Saldana, even in probably more than Chris Pine at this point. But the two of them,
and Guardians and the
two of them, Carl Urban with The Boys and some film, Zachary Quinto is still a large draw. Like they're all expensive and they've all earned it, but it would have to be like for the love of the game, like to get back into the franchise, because they can't pay them all $10 million.
Nope.
They're like, it feel like, and they've all, every time they mention it, they seem to be like, in like where I am, which I was like, that would be nice, but I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I am. I'll believe it when I see it.
I
like I didn't like for the longest time I had no I refused to believe that there was going to be a Section 31 movie actually done and shot. I didn't believe it, and I still don't believe it. So when I believe it is when I'll be sitting in my chair about to watch it.
I've seen pictures at least, so I believe it more.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I got to drop to get ready. Okay. The salon's in 15 minutes. Hope to see you all in the chat at Salon Trek. Thank you all very much. Lovely as always. And if I don't see you on the salon, I will see you all throughout Saturday's streamathon.
Yes.
Oh yes.
See you, Stan.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're trying to think what. Was there any actual thoughts about the Discovery episode?
Yeah, no. I listen.
I said that like at 5:40. I was like, Disco.
I know. I just brought Discovery back up, and then it went away again, and I went, okay.
No. I thought this episode was very, very effective on ending the episode on a true cliffhanger. Like, where did Michael go? How in the hell are they gonna get Michael out of there? Like, I cannot fathom how they're gonna do that.
I think Michael and maybe Moll, and whatever other Breen is in there, um, will like have to do something to get themselves out.
Uh-huh.
Well, whatever the clue is that they said,
Right.
something about it was very like it wasn't like I thought it felt very along the lines of like uh for the good of the many thing. It was like something about bringing things together, right?
Right. I think so. Does that sound right? I think it is.
Does anyone in the chat remember what the exact clue was?
Of what? Sorry?
The clue that given that they'll need to use for next episode. That
Oh yeah, it was that weird vague. It's like basically it's like the needs of the many, but it wasn't that. It was like you have to
Yeah.
be
that's
you'll know when it's I don't know. It was something about like mate. What is it? Pattern of. Let me look it up. I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, no, but yeah, no. I mean, like I said, I'll say it again. That's the biggest question for me. Like the fact that they ended this on a true cliffhanger. Like I think it's like the first true cliffhanger for Discovery. I mean, you guys in the chat will have to correct me, but this is like the first real cliffhanger we ever gotten, right?
for Discovery.
In Discovery? No,
Yeah.
I
No,
haven't-
Have we?
now I
We've
can't
had
think
more,
of any,
right?
but we've gotten like in two-parters before. We've gotten we're ending with
Right.
them in trouble.
Okay, yeah, but no, but yeah, no, but
I mean,
yeah,
I would also call
you're
the end
probably
of
right.
season 1 with the Enterprise showing up a cliffhanger.
Oh yes, yeah. That's a cliffhanger. But for some reason, this one felt like this one felt like a
Oh,
like a
Brian,
like a
you know
like
us so well.
like a Riker almost saying fire and then the screen going
Yeah.
black.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You'd think that somebody would have written that into a review somewhere. I'm having trouble
That's
finding it.
what I also.
So just
I
like
can't
making
find it.
everybody in your own image, but you have to think of I don't know something to that effect.
Yeah.
It was like
Right.
We thought
Yeah.
okay.
the
Father,
form of the many is made by the few.
Yeah, Father. She said something this episode
Yeah.
Okay.
that
She
don't
did.
remember what now.
Yeah,
The-
and she goes,
the
I guess
form-
we'll know what it means when the
No,
time
it's
comes.
no.
Yeah.
Are you guys talking about the? Are you talking about the phrase that Michael? She says that there's a phrase that we have to use.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought that's what
She
Yeah,
said that
that's
was
it.
told.
Yeah, that was told by someone. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
can't remember it.
It was told by Mind Book told it to her because we see him
Yeah.
start to tell her, and then she wakes up.
Oh,
sleeping
right.
To see.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did share the quote. I just can't remember what the quote is, except that it reminded me of the
Needs of the many.
which I thought was
yeah.
interesting because like the Breen had did like the reverse of it, saying that like the Federation would sacrifice the many to help the few. Okay,
The one thing that we did not bring, this is not related to that, but the Star Wars nod in there, the unshielded exhaust port.
Oh yeah.
That's there's like oh okay, so we're blowing
Yeah,
up a Death Star.
I mean, you would think like of all the millions of dollars that it took to build that thing, nobody
Okay.
thought about putting a cap on the exhaust port. Sorry.
I will say I had one thing when they were like staring at the clue for a second. I was like, of course they came and took it. Why did you take so long to put it?
Yeah.
Like
No, but the other thing
They
that
should have just
the-
immediately beamed it instead of like,
Right.
oh
Yeah.
look,
The
it's
other-
between two
I
black
think
holes.
Jill-
No, get it, and then talk about it later.
and then talk about the black holes. I think Jill, I think you're right. I think they're going to work together to solve the thing.
The other thing that really bugged me, like at the beginning of this episode, when the Breen run away with the artifact, like Tilly says, "Oh my God," or Tilly or someone else says, "Oh my God, what are we gonna do?" Right? And then Burnham turns around and says something, and I'm like, "What are you gonna do? You're gonna chase after them? What do you? I mean, go after them? Like, what do you? Come on, run! They're right over there. Go chase them." But sorry, did I pop again? I apologize.
Build the shape of the one between the many.
Oh, okay. Where'd you find that?
Okay,
There we go.
Build the shape of the one between the. I
I found a place that actually has transcripts of the episode. I was like, that was
Nice.
quick.
Oh, okay, cool.
I
cool.
have the episode playing on Paramount Plus. I was just gonna have the subtitles trying to tell me.
Got it.
I had a theory. Do we think that's gonna have something to do with the black holes? Because there's 2 of them.
Oh,
No, I don't think we did.
maybe.
Yeah, that's just my. I'm putting a theory out there. Built the shape
Okay.
of the one between.
I know
them.
somebody earlier asked, like, is there any significance to it being primordial?
Primordial.
Yeah.
Primordial.
Yeah, the ancient
Or, I mean,
black
it also
holes.
could be like the one thing where like everyone is made in a very similar image.
I mean, that's kind of what we found out with the chase. I mean,
Yeah. It has nothing to do with the actors we can hire. It's this reason. Like,
nope, of course not.
no, of course
Which
not.
makes me wonder, like, did they didn't create the Horda and like the other like
Yeah.
really very different looking aliens?
I mean, I would assume that, to be fair, in this universe, they would also have created like dogs and cats and horses and like, right? So I assume they also created animals or weird, cute aliens that look like dogs. Yeah. What is?
Sorry.
Okay? Is the runtime of the finale out publicly? I don't know if it is.
I don't know, so I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I have. I don't know.
That is, we were being asked that, and I don't know if it's
Let me see if I can find out.
Like I would like the first place that I would look is IMDb to see.
yeah, that might have it.
If, other than that, I wouldn't know where to look.
iCat.
Do we know what the next episode is called?
We should by
I
now.
feel like we should. I wonder if we've already seen some of the reshoots. I don't know. I would. My guess is no, but I don't know that for any way, shape, or form.
Most recent. Keep talking, and I will look.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
see.
No, but you know,
I don't know if that information is available anywhere. Yet.
Yeah, but I do hope
Next
that
episode.
I okay.
Oh, you do hope what?
No, I do hope that the reshoots that they did for this final episode of the series is a little bit substantial. Like I like the one thing I don't want is I don't want them to go through their normal episode and then have like a tag at the end.
It's called
I don't
Life
wanna do that.
Itself, and I have not found yet if it has a time getting there.
Okay.
I would. I don't know. I haven't. Sorry, forgot Flowers. Reshoots fixed it. To be fair, reshoots are a fairly normal thing on TV and movies anyway, so there could have been like normal reshoots in general.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm hoping for is normal reshoots. I guess.
I mean, we do know they reshot stuff for the when they found out it was the finale.
Yeah. And I hope that I pray that Awoshikam and Detmer come back.
I hope so. I have my guess if the part of the reshoots was maybe stuff like that.
Yeah.
Was
They gotta,
this is the final season. We should bring back these characters that have been around since season 1.
Yeah, they got to be there. They have to be there at the wedding.
So yeah, I don't think the runtime is public.
Yeah. Except Life Itself, and I don't think the runtime is public until it drops.
Yeah.
There's a next. Okay, I was reading what Father was saying about him.
Oh, sorry, I made it go away while you were doing that.
No, it's okay.
I don't know, but there's somebody who's rated it 1 star.
Oh, bum.
That feels like someone who hasn't seen the episode and has just been holding a grudge for 5 years. Tevin, how long has Discovery been on?
5 seasons.
Damn you, Discovery!
Yeah.
Go away.
I also want Reno and Kovich.
Mm.
I hope the end of Discovery does not mean the end of Kovich. I want him just weirdly popping up and
No,
everyone being like,
Kovich?
what is your deal?
Kovich has to pop up
Yeah.
in Starfleet Academy. I don't care. That man
Yes.
has to show up.
The salon to start in 5 minutes. I do think Reno and Kovic will be. I think we're gonna see most major characters that for Discovery that are still around. Like I don't think Lorca's gonna show up.
Oh,
I
that would be cool.
if
Like,
Lorca was gonna show up this season, he would have shown up in the time jumping episode.
yeah,
Um,
times are big.
That would make sense.
I that would be fun. I had a thought of that, like the ISS Enterprise come help maybe with Owo and Detmer was my thought, but
That would be
I guess
interesting. The
any
Enterprise saves the day in every
Yeah.
single Star Trek show.
It's it's always the Enterprise according to the Packlets.
Yeah, that's right. It's always the Enterprise.
Yeah.
Um,
So the salon's starting soon, but we should talk about Saturday, the streamathon.
Can I just say one thing? I looked at the guest list of the streamathon, and I'm so excited for I'm so excited to actually see Kurtz on the stream with you guys. I love that man. It's a bummer that I won't get a chance to meet him, but I'm so excited for you guys to talk about Lower Decks.
Yeah, it will be really fun. Aaron, do you want to plug it real quick?
Sure. Sorry.
Yeah.
I got a lot going on. I have
Yeah.
There should have been more stuff out there in the world, but my hard drive died, so I've lost half of my stuff. So this is
Yeah.
the idea is that we're not only celebrating the show, but we're trying to create a blip in the ratings of Paramount. So if they look and they go, oh, why on the 25th did suddenly like spike? So the idea is that we're showing how much we enjoy the show, hoping that this will lead to maybe a TV movie or maybe another network will see it and like say, hey, this is super popular. Let's pick it up for another season or two. And the idea is just from whatever, midnight is your day going into Saturday to the end of the, just run it on Paramount Plus or wherever you get your Star Trek and run Lower Decks the entire way. And we also want people to tweet or message or Instagram, whatever, with the hashtags all hands on decks, as decks is plural, and hashtag say Star Trek Lower Decks. And just like your Star Trek or your Star it's been a long day. Your cosplay, your watch party, whatever, like even just like, hey, this is how Lower Decks affected me, or this is my favorite part. Just basically we want to get that trending.
Great. Yeah.
And
so
it's
that
officially it's Geek Pride Day. So there's
Yay!
you've got Star Wars first came out on that day. We have Towel Day from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. There's some sort of festival that happens in the book in Discworld on that day. It's the glorious May 25th or something. So I thought, well, hey, this is a kind of a fun time to add that. And if even if nothing comes of it, it's fun that we all got together and we're we show that the people that we really appreciated their work.
Mm-hmm. It'll be a fun celebration.
Yeah.
And everyone.
And if you go to I was gonna say SaveStarTrekLowerDecks.com can give you anything that you need. I also put the cocktail recipe up there.
Yes, which I need to buy supplies for. And everyone should go check out the salon now and check out in the next 2 days the in-depth discussion, which I promise will be less off the rails than this one with Father and Dave, and the streamathon on Saturday. Live long and prosper, everyone.